Well, hello, happy whatever day this finds you. This video is something that I've been wanting to put out for a while. Everybody is wanting to make their skin be the most greatest, glorious, I woke up like this as possible. Being at home now a whole year, skincare is booming, it's popping. Skincare has always been popping, but now it's really popping because everyone is at home. Everyone has more time to do beauty treatments. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you know that for me, skincare, beauty is a form of meditation. And so it may not be that hardcore for other people, but there is a level of enjoyment, a level of mood boosting, if you will, that comes from working on yourself, like that self-care. That's why it's so critical. So in this video, I'm going to share my thoughts, my opinions, trial by fire, of how to build your own skin regimen. Like if you are looking at any social media, anything at all, you will be seeing skincare brands pop up like almost on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Some new brand, there's a lot of celebrity-based skincare lines that are coming up, and just other brands that have been in the skincare biz, they're making more products, they're pushing more things. Or if you're someone who falls into the TikTok black hole, you might be seeing things that are saying, you know, just use some honey and yogurt and this will help with your hyperpigmentation. Shea butter is a natural SPF. All foolishness, complete foolishness. And I myself, when I was in my younger years, I loved skincare. I've always loved skincare. I've always loved beauty. Even when I was growing up really poor, I used to have my little Queen Helen mint julep type of facial mask. I would use that twice a week and have my little Olay for my moisturizer. Like I'm like true to this. I'm not new to this. But with all of that, there's a lot of stuff going out there, and you may have the coin, you may not have the coin, but you still want to participate in the festivities. You do not have to have 50-11 products on your countertops to have great skin. Great skin has texture, great skin has some imperfections. There's a lot that people do from brands and influencers that Photoshop their work, myself included. I have no problems popping a zit off on my Photoshop because I don't want it there. But at the end of the day, skin has texture, it has its marks, and some things like hyperpigmentation may never go away, or it's going to really be a costly procedure that may or may not produce the results that you want. So in this video, I am going to give you my thoughts on the key things that you need to have a really great skin regimen. If you have a firm base, then you can go up and add a few things here and there. So if you want to know more, stay tuned. All right, so I want to jump in pretty quickly, but I want to put out a few notions. One, I'm not an esthetician or a dermatologist. So if there is super potent question or you have something really specialty about your skin, I highly suggest that you seek out a medical professional. However, the items I'm going to share have worked for me. I am what is considered a dry combination skin, or more like a dry dehydrated skin. So the things I'm going to share, I believe, can go for everyone's skin, from sensitive to oily, but you know your skin and you know what fits. So take the information and apply it to your situation. Now, if you still are stumped as to what you need to do, then make sure you seek out a professional. I would suggest seeking them out first, but I know everyone doesn't have the ability, be it access, be it the coin, to reach out for professional assistance. So that's why I'm here. All right, so first up, why is a skin regimen important? So you want to have that glow. You want to have that natural looking skin that everyone goes gaga over on Instagram. In order to do that, you need to have something that is consistent, that is protecting your skin. At the end of the day, you want a very well hydrated skin, a moisture barrier that is intact. Think of it as your moisture barrier credit rating. If your credit rating is a little low, things are going to sting. You're going to have some issues. But if your stuff is strong and established, you'll be fine. Your skin will be healthy. It will be able to, you may have acne, like acne comes up for whatever reason, hormones, especially if you are a lady, just a number of things, irritants and ingredients or detergents that you're using. Like there's a whole bunch. Stress, we all know about stress. Like this whole past year has been stress. So your body will react in those ways, or even food intolerances. Some people who have dairy issues, once they start consuming dairy, they notice that they have those breakouts. Like the skin, to me, always lets me know what's going on internally, if I'm barking up the right tree or if I'm not. Okay, so there are about 4 key things that I feel that are very important for your skin regimen. Number 1 is a cleanser. Now, the purpose of a cleanser is to remove the debris, toxins, and dead skin cells. Clean skin allows for restoration and to allow for things to breathe and also to receive all the nutrients from the treatments that you'll use, your serums essentially, to really potently go. If you have like a layer of dirt on your skin and you try to put like a serum, it's not going to be able to penetrate because it's not able to penetrate past all that gunk. And you get that naturally just by, you know, being awake, you sleep, your dead skin cells starts coming through. You go outside, there's toxins, debris, there's things that come out through your home. Like, you have to ensure that your skin is super duper clean. Funny story. So some years ago when I was working, was traveling a bunch, and I know one of my colleagues used to like laugh at me for having to need a suitcase for traveling for a week. And I'm like, I have to have my skincare, I have to have my things. Like, I am a lady with desired needs, and so I need my things. And she was one of those types that just was a duffel bag and go type of girl. And she was like, you know, I don't really do skincare. But I really wish I could get rid of these dark circles. Come to find out after talking with her, just kind of like, you know, what are you using? What are you, doing? Ultimately, she didn't even need to go to a dermatologist. She needed to go wash her face. So the girl was essentially just splashing water on her face, thinking that that was cleaning her face. She had been told that you don't need a cleanser, you can just rinse your face. I'm only the type to rinse my face with water in the mornings, like after a good, I've cleansed all night, I've only slept, I can do that for that and rinse my face potentially. But she was doing it at night, and that's when you need to double cleanse. So she was essentially just splashing water and then taking a towel and rubbing it against her face, and which was just smearing stuff, and she wasn't really cleaning her face. And then she was putting more foundation on top of it. It was a mess. And so we left that day and got her an actual cleanser, and she used it, and she was just like, oh my God, my skin looks so bright and looks clean, like really, really clean. I'm like, because you haven't been washing your face. And so what was or thought of was dark circles really was just layers of just makeup, eyeliner, just not good. Like, she was rubbing her towel against her face thinking that, oh, it's clean, but we weren't doing nothing. Like, we was just splashing and patting and putting on some more makeup, like a hot mess. I look at cleansing as just a clean slate, getting everything off, starting from scratch. So when it comes to cleansers, I am a big proponent of double cleansing, especially if you're someone who wears makeup. So for double cleansing, I do that at night. You can use a cleansing balm. One of my favorites is the, I believe it's Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. The Inky List has a oat cleansing balm that is like $9. It is A1. Like, it breaks things down really, really nicely. I love the Devant cleansing I think it's the cleansing cream or balm, but essentially it definitely removes everything. It's a little bit more high-end, but definitely a beautiful formula, breaks down everything that you have on your skin. So that way, when you go with your next cleanser, which is a moisturizing cleanser, hydrating cleanser, maybe it's even a clarifying cleanser, it can really penetrate. If you're using, you can also use an oil, cleansing oils that are out there. I like cleansing balms just because, one, they travel a lot easier, and for me and my autism sensory issues, I just like the balm versus the oil. It just feels better on my skin. So those two things, that cleansing balm or cleansing oil is definitely number one. And then number two, a good moisturizing cleanser, non-stripping. So I don't care if you're oily or somewhere in the middle of that. You don't need a cleanser to make you feel your skin to be squeaky clean. Like your hair, you shouldn't be squeaky clean, nor should your skin be. It should be cleansed, but not like it's, like it shouldn't sound like that. Like that means your skin is stripped of all potential oils and natural oils. Like it just strips all of that, and then it makes your skin more vulnerable to your moisture barrier being compromised. So a few of my favorite cleansers are going to be from Klur. Their Gentle Matter is a very beautiful hydrating cleanser. The Epilogic Rose Hip Cleanser and their exfoliating cleanser, both of those are gentle yet very, very effective. A more inexpensive one would be the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. It's beautiful. It gets the job done. It's creamy. That is definitely more for my dry skin girls. I know they have a hydrating cream to foam. If you're someone who's a little bit more on the oilier side of things, you could try that. A tip about cleansers. So for years I used targeted oily skin cleansers, thinking because my makeup would always get that oily effect, I thought I had oily skin. Really and truly what I had was dehydrated skin, and the skin is magical. The skin will recoup or try to fix what's lost. And so because I was always stripping my skin and using drying toners and all of that, my skin was overproducing oil. Once I learned about hydrating and got with the program, I noticed that my skin balanced really, really quickly. I remember using primers, foundation primers all the time. And I remember using the Fenty's primer. I liked it at first. It felt really nice on the skin and it made my makeup last long. But then maybe a few weeks later, I started doing more hydrating skincare. And I remember putting on my foundation and was like, wow, I look casket sharp, like just dry. And it was because the primer was mattifying and it made my skin look really, really dry. And it was like, because my skin was out, I took a day where I didn't wear any primer and just went straight foundation. And I noticed how my skin looked. It had that luminosity, just like this beautiful, perfect glow to it. Not oily, but just that perfect like dewiness. And that's when I understood that my primers I didn't need anymore because my skin had balanced and I was good, and my makeup wore so much better throughout the day just by changing my cleansers. So that's number one. You gotta have a good. All right, number two, most important thing in order to build your skincare regimen without going broke is a toner. Now, I have a full blog post about the mechanics of a toner, what their purpose is, and how the different types work. But on a high level, you typically have two types of toners. You have hydrating and really more what I would call an exfoliator, a liquid exfoliator, something that you can leave on the skin. So for your hydrating toners, my favorite toner is going to be the Epilogic CoQ10 toner. Super hydrating. And it's just lovely to use. I also like the Paula's Choice. They have two hydrating ones. One's in a blue bottle. I believe it's the Advanced Replenish. And there's another one that's in a red bottle. They're very viscous, a very thick toner. But both of those are just immaculate for dry skin or dehydrated skin. And I love them. Being here in the Midwest now, my skin really first year was getting beat the hell up. She was going through Mike Tyson's sort of fist fights with the wind. And so having hydrating toners really saved my behind and kept my skin barrier intact. But with your toner, with your exfoliating toners, the way that I got into exfoliating toners, and I probably went in too deep too quickly, I started out using the Biolage Fragé P50. And I wanted that perfect skin, so I was super hyped. They even labeled it like a chemical peel in a bottle. I was super hyped. I thought I was going to be just glowing. And I used to travel a bunch for work, and I remember being in Utah, and my skin looked like the scarecrow because I was using P50 on a daily basis. God bless that I was able to recover because my skin looked god awful. Like, it was just so overstripped, so over exfoliated, hypersensitive because things were stinging. Like, that's always a giveaway that your skin is having some issues in moisture barrier, is that things that shouldn't, like a regular bland moisturizer, those shouldn't sting on the skin. And so my skin was super dehydrated. Everything that I was using was just wrong. And so I started to reduce the use of exfoliation toners and started focusing more on hydration. So for me, currently on a 7-day week, I may use an exfoliating product like, say, Paula's Choice BHA or a P50 product maybe once or twice a week. That's like my max. Like, unless I'm really going through some stuff, I might bump it up to 3, but most times I'm good with 2. So I may do it on a Sunday and then again maybe Wednesday, Thursday, but I'm more so for other days of the week. Like, my mornings are always hydrating. Always a good hydration in the morning, and then at night, twice a week, I will go ahead and do an exfoliating product. I don't like to over exfoliate, and I think a lot of brands are putting these exfoliating elements into their toners, and they're labeling it a toner. So in your mind, you're thinking it's a toner. I can use this every day. But in actuality, if I'm seeing acids in my skincare on a daily basis, most people don't need that. Like, I would err on the side of caution. And if I need to bump up, then I can. It's always like, it's better to do less is more. And if I need a little bit more, I can add it. But to go backwards is going to cause you some havoc. So I'm really picky about that. But some people feel that a toner is optional as well. Personally, I feel like a toner is necessary. So once I've cleansed my skin, that should have broken up for the majority of things. Like, everything should be clean. I've double cleansed, and then I've used my whatever nutrient-based cleanser. So whatever I wanted to go for that. Now I'm going into my toner, which is going to remove that last bit of trace debris, anything else. And then if it's hydrating, it's also allowing to add that first layer of hydration to the skin. So to me, those are important to me in order to layer your hydration throughout your skincare so that it stays the best that it possibly can. And then if I'm also exfoliating, like, that's an important step. So toner is something that to me is a not negotiable. It doesn't have to break the bank. You don't have to go insanely expensive. Mine happen to be, for the most part, a little bit pricey. One that is good, that is the Alira Rose Water. They have a rose water toner. I know that there's another popular brand out there as well that I think is Heritage Rose or something like that. That's another really inexpensive, I think like $11 for that toner. It's kind of hard to get because Skincare Twitter made that thing pop. And so it's a little hard to get, but if you can find it, it's a really nice toner, very hydrating. And again, it's 11 bucks. Like, it doesn't have to break the bank, but if you want to spend a little bit to give us some additional features and frills, then by all means, I'm all for that. All right, the next thing. So we're at number 3. The 3 things that you'll need to make your basic skincare regimen. And that number 3 thing is going to be your serums, your treatments, however you want to look at it. So for your serums, it's super important because this is where you're going to get the target areas of things on your skin that you're trying to improve. So it could be wrinkles, it could be hyperpigmentation, it could be fine lines, it could be making your skin more even tone. Like, there's a bunch that can happen with your serums. Now, there's a particular popular brand out there, actually 2 now, that sell these ingredients kind of like as a one ingredient, and you're being like mad scientist to your face. I'm very hesitant and going full blown into that particular brand. I do use some of their products, but I am someone who prefers to have more sophisticated products. So yes, I'm spending a little bit more, but I'm also ensuring that the product that I'm using has been formulated in a way to hit the needs that I want. So a product can be formulated to hit multiple factors all within their formulation, which is why you're spending a little bit more. Your serums don't have to be extremely costly. A basic serum to me that everyone can use is going to be a good hyaluronic acid serum. I know that The Ordinary has one. I know that Functions of Beauty has one that's not too expensive. And there are some others out there that you can get that are not extremely expensive. I know with the Desum brand, their Noid line, they have a multi-molecular hyaluronic acid. It's a little bit pricier, but it is a beautiful serum as well. I went through it a little bit fast, but I got a smaller bottle to try it out. It was really nice. I love Pleur's Immersion. It's their basically hydrating serum. I believe everyone can benefit from a hydrating serum. Again, if you can err on the side of hydration versus exfoliating, that will be the better. And that also helps for your skin. When your moisture barrier is intact and healthy, then when you're using these other things like hydroquin or retinol or any of the other acids, your skin is able to actually do what it needs to do and can receive that treatment without it causing huge, massive irritation to the skin. So it's really important that you have a good serum in your mix. It does not have to break the bank. I have personally purchased serums that I look back at myself and say, girl, you needed groceries. Why are you paying for a $90 serum that's like 0.2 ounces? Like this little, like little. And it didn't necessarily make anything better or greater, which was what sucked the most because it was $90. But you live and you learn. Again, you don't need a bunch of like individual serums. It looks cool, it looks trendy, it looks, you know, you look on TikTok and you see someone using this BHA, AHA chemical peel, and you're thinking, oh my God, I need to have that. Oh, let me get this, let me get that. And you're playing mad scientist on your face. Like I said in the top of the video, if you have extreme concerns about your skin, you should seek a derm or esthetician for a reason. It will help you save your money, save your coins, and also save your skin. So now you're not in a panic attack needing a dermatologist or esthetician because your skin is falling off because you've used too much, you've irritated your skin, and you've made her unhappy. So for me, my favorite serums that are on the exfoliating side, and with that, again, I don't use them a whole bunch. I may do those once or twice a week, depending on my skin. One of those is the Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow Serum. When I use it at night, wake up in the morning, and my skin definitely is luminous, just beautiful every single time. But I don't use it like more than once a week, if that. Sometimes I'll skip. Sometimes I'll do my BHA, and then the next week I'll do the Honeymoon Glow. I use retinol probably twice a week. I guess that would be considered an exfoliant too. And when I do the retinol, I'm pretty much hydration the full gamut until I get to the retinol, and I put that on top of everything and go to bed, wake up to just beautiful glowing skin. But again, I err on the side of conservative because it's easier to bump it up than it is to draw back, because when you draw it back, you're going to have to go through some healing before you'll be able to get to getting to use your actual stuff again. Ooh, and one other product that I really am loving like a bunch that's under the serums is the Duo, or the Faded From Topicals. This one here to me is, they formulated it in such a beautiful, beautiful way that you're getting to treat all the hyperpigmentation, the spots. Like if I have something that's active, I'll pop some of that on, and I notice that irritation and swelling and such goes down, and within a day or so that is going away. Like, it is a beautiful product. The originals did have that smell, but I've been told that their formulation of the second batch has knocked that out. I have another bottle of it. I haven't opened it yet to see myself personally, but I've been hearing it's not so stinky. But even with the stinky one, it's still something that works. And if you can use it consistently, you definitely are seeing the benefit. So that's my thoughts on serums.
All right, the number 4 thing that you need for your basic skincare routine is a moisturizer. Somehow, in making of this video, I forgot to add that. It is very important that you have a moisturizer that is best for your skin type. So if you're someone on a dry combination skin, something that is a nice, thick, creamy moisturizer for the winter months. I live in the Midwest, which is rudely disrespectful, which is very different from where I'm from in Texas, where it is often humid, and my skin thrived there. But you need a moisturizer, especially if you're using acid serums, exfoliating serums. You want to keep that in. Look at your moisturizer as a coat. It is to wrap everything up. It doesn't have to break the bank, but it does need to keep sealing all the hydration in. Especially if you've been doing hydrating routines, you want a moisturizer that's going to help seal that in and keep you supple throughout the day. Now, if you're someone on an oilier skin type, a gel moisturizer may be more your jam, just because it's not as hydrating to me as, say, a cream for someone who's on the dry skin. But you need a moisturizer unless you are using something that is a SPF moisturizer, which is going to give you a bang for your buck. Essentially, you're going to get both you're going to get your moisturization, but you're also getting your SPF. But if not, then you really need to ensure that you're using a moisturizer. Now, if you're using a SPF that is very thick, think in regards of like a Black Girl sunscreen if you've had the pleasure to use it. It is something in the summer I don't use a moisturizer for, because it is enough on its own. So it's giving me my moisturizing effects, but also giving me my SPF. But through the winter, I will use a nice moisturizer to ensure that my skin stays supple throughout the day. When your skin is supple, especially for those who wear makeup foundation products, it will make your foundation last a lot longer, because it's really great makeup starts with really great skincare. If you don't prep the skin, your makeup is not going to last you. So that is the number 4 thing that you must have for a basic skincare routine.
Alright, so now we're going to wrap this up. The 4th item that you need to have in your basic skincare routine is going to be SPF sunscreen. It is non-negotiable. If you are using serums, so let's say, like I mentioned in the serums category, the Topicals Faded Serum. It is a serum that you need to ensure that you are using a SPF for. I typically only use it at night. Anything that's going to be exfoliating, I use those at night, so I don't have to worry about the SPF, but it is a requirement. Like, I don't care what color you are. I don't care what little TikTok girl or boy or pal told you that shea butter is a SPF, that is a lie. A lie, a lie, a lie. You need SPF. If you are using acids, you need an SPF. I did not get into using SPF until I actually got into acids. When I started using Biological J's P50, that is when pretty much the same time that I ordered it and got it, I went and purchased sunscreen. I went through a lot of different sunscreens. A lot of them were just kind of, I was looking either purple because those were physical sunscreens, or I was having that white casty look, which is your chemical. I have a blog post as well on the differences between physical and chemical or mineral sunscreens, the ins and outs, what to look for, and how to decide which is best for you. Sunscreens have come a long way. I am always in this particular, no matter where I live, this will be a Black girl sunscreen home, always and forever. There are a lot of different Korean sunscreens that I have used that are beautiful. They're formulated really, really well. They go underneath makeup really, really well, and it's beautiful. I always put it this way. When you take care of your skin, it allows you to not write a check that your moisture barrier can't cash. So SPF is like that extra security. It's like that FDIC insurance. You want to ensure that all the hard work that you're putting into your skin of cleansing and toning and serums to help fight those spots that happen from hyperpigmentation, you want those to go away, and the only way that it can happen is with the SPF. I noticed when I first started using SPF, I noticed some of the fading effects, but it really wasn't hitting until I started using my Black girl sunscreen. And I don't know, I think it was the sunscreen I was using may have not been what it said it was as of the coverage, but with the 30 from the Black girl sunscreen, I noticed my skin starting to be really, really even toned, really had that beautiful luminosity that I like without makeup. And so like it will forever be in-house. They did create a matte version of their SPF. I believe it's a SPF 40. I haven't personally tried it because I don't need anything mattifying, but if you're someone who is more on the oilier side, that might be a great thing, because now their product does give you a glow, a really nice dewiness, and if you're already having oily skin, it may not be what you're wanting to do, but you need to use your 3 fingers of sunscreen to make sure that you're using the appropriate amount. Now, I will be honest, the next thing is that you're supposed to be reapplying it every 2 hours. I suck at that, but the way that I've kind of been able to help myself reapply is using an SPF spray. So I like the, I think it's the Hawaiian something that I like, because it's a spray kind, and this spray really, really helps me. Hawaiian Tropic. It allows me to just kind of spray and keep it moving to retouch up my SPF throughout the day. This is definitely critical if you're someone who's wearing makeup, because the last thing you want to do is to have to put on a cream over your foundation and all of that. Like, that's just not it. So a spray is definitely good, but you definitely need to make sure you're spraying enough to meet your needs, and it is what it is. Now, some of the SPFs that I have used outside of the Black girl sunscreen, I definitely have used Supergoop's. I forget the name of theirs, but their particular sunscreen, I actually have a video on that. You can go either way. It's Supergoop is more of a like silicone-based product. Works really well. Works really nice with makeup. My only caveat is for the price point and how many little finger strips that you need to have of it. It is a bit pricey. So that's on you. Err on the side of caution. I like the Biore Water Gel sunscreen. You can get that at Yes Style. It's a Korean-based sunscreen. It works really, really well. I like the Neogen sunscreen, another one that works really well. I really love the way it applies. And a new one that I picked up recently, it's a another black woman-owned brand. I believe the brand is pronounced Mele. They have a, I believe it's like a dewy moisturizer with SPF of 30. I actually am wearing that today underneath my makeup, and it applied it beautifully. Like it looks gorgeous. It definitely gives you that glow, kind of like my Black Girl sunscreen, but not as much. But it works really, really well. I like it a lot. But those are things that you really want to have on your team when it comes to building your skincare routine. Now, there's a lot of things I didn't mention, like tools and masks and peels and all of those things. Those are not requirements to have a skincare, or essence. Those are not requirements to have a basic skincare routine. Your basics are going to be clean your skin, tone to prep your skin for those treatments, your serums with your treatments, and then protecting your skin with your SPF. If you have at least those 4 things that really fit the needs of your skin, be mindful. Yes, you may see your favorite influencer using a product, but their skin may be really, really oily, you're really, really dry. You're going to look toe up every single time until you switch it up. And it doesn't have to break the bank. You don't have to spend a lot of money. So that means you don't have to resort to going filtering through your kitchen trying to cook up something for your face. Leave apple cider vinegar alone from your face. Leave it be. But it doesn't cost a bunch. You get to dictate. Target is a really great place right now to find some really good skincare that is effective, that hits the needs, and for all colors, skin types. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you like this, and if so, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that on your way out. And until next time, make sure you're living your best life.